Suffering is the true test of life. David Goggins. Let's take a moment to sit with that thought. Suffering is the true test of life. Not comfort, not luck, not privilege, but pain. In a world where we are constantly seeking ease and escape, David Goggins walks the opposite path. He runs toward pain, toward fear, toward limits, and he smashes every single one of them. Today, I bring you the story of a man who went from a beaten, overweight, hopeless young boy to a U.S. Navy SEAL, an ultra endurance athlete, and the embodiment of human resilience. This is not just a biography, but it's a blueprint for transformation. If you're struggling, doubting, or ready to give up, let this episode ignite something inside you. David Goggins was born on February 17th, 1975, in Buffalo, New York. But he wasn't born into comfort or love. He was born into chaos. His father, Toughness Goggins, ran a skating rink and appeared successful from the outside. But inside the home, he was a violent, abusive tyrant. David, his mother, Jackie, and his older brother were regularly beaten, mentally tormented, and forced to work nights at the skating rink until 2 a.m. Even as children, he developed a stutter. He struggled in school. He was one of the only black kids in all-white neighborhood, facing relentless racism. By the age of 8, he had already learned how to survive, not live. Eventually, Jackie gathered the courage to escape. They fled to Brazil, Indiana, poor, broken, and traumatized. But the struggle didn't stop. They lived paycheck to paycheck. David had learning disabilities. He started to give up on himself. This is where most people stop. This is where depression, obesity, and fear consume a person. And it almost did for David too. In his early 20s, David was working as a pest exterminator. Every morning he would wake up depressed, weighing almost 300 pounds, drinking chocolate milkshakes, avoiding mirrors, and hiding from the world. Then one night, after killing cockroaches in a restaurant, he came home and turned on the TV. What he saw would change everything: a documentary about Navy SEALs going through hell week, running through freezing water, carrying boats, vomiting, suffering, but surviving. He said to himself, "That's who I want to be." But there was a problem. He was too heavy. He needed to lose over 100 pounds in 3 months just to be eligible. Everyone told him it was impossible. But for the first time in his life, Goggins stopped listening to the world. He started listening to the suffering inside him and used it as a fuel. He trained in the middle of the night. He ran with broken feet. He studied. He suffered. He got rejected by recruiters, but kept calling every single day. Eventually, one recruiter gave him a chance. And what did he do? He lost the weight. He earned his spot. He entered the gates of suffering and never looked back. To become a Navy SEAL, you must pass BUD or S, the toughest military training in the world, 6 months of grueling physical and mental torment. Most people quit during Hell Week, a 5-day period with no sleep, freezing ocean swims, log carries, boat runs, and relentless pain. David didn't quit once, he did it 3 times. First time injured, second time crushed by pneumonia, third time he finished standing tall. Only 36 out of 121 men made it through. Goggins was one of them. He went to serve in SEAL Team 5, Army Ranger School, where he graduated top of his class, and later the Air Force Tactical Air Control Party, one of the only men to compete training in all three. He wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the smartest, but he was the hardest. After the military, David Goggins could have retired, but he wanted more, not for himself, but to raise money for fallen soldiers' families. So he entered the world of ultra endurance races. Let me give you a taste. Badwater 135, a 35-mile race through Death Valley in 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit heat. Finished multiple times. Mob 240. 240 miles through mountains and deserts finished. Pull-up world record. 4,030 pull-ups in 17 hours. Failed 2 times before finally breaking the record. He ran with broken legs, peed blood, passed out, hallucinated, and still didn't quit. People ask, how does he do it? He says, you're only at 40% when your mind tells you to quit. He calls it the cocky jar, a mental vault of pain and victory. Every time he feels like quitting, he reaches into it and remembers what he has already overcome. David Goggins teaches us that motivation is crap. It dies, only discipline remains. Callous your mind. Just like hands get tougher with labor, your mind becomes stronger through suffering. Stay hard. Life will never get easy, so you must get harder. Be your own hero. Stop waiting to be saved. Do the work. Face the mirror. Take the soul out of your weakness. He wrote 2 books, Can't Hurt Me and Never Finished, a deeper, darker reflection on the war within. His message: you are capable of far more than you think, but it won't be found in comfort. David Goggins is not a superhuman. He bleeds, he cries, he suffers, but the difference is he embraces it. His life is proof that your pain is not your present, it's your power. That your past is not your punishment, it's your preparation. So I ask you, what are you running from? What excuse is keeping you weak? What story are you telling yourself? Rip it up, rewrite it. Start now. Start broken. Start fat, afraid, lost, depressed, but start. Because you may be only at 40%, and the best of you is still waiting to be unleashed. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If this episode inspired you, share it with a one person who needs to hear it. And as David Goggins says, stay hard. Peace and love, Hamza.